Two best of threes ahead, and let's hop on to the first one. The third place decider between North Macedonia against Serbia. If I'm not mistaken, of course, there are still more players and teams that have been here. 450 teams from a total of 19 countries over the whole season. What a great number, and I hope it's just gonna repeat in the next season as well. But this season is slowly but surely going to end. And tonight we're gonna see and crown the champions, the conquerors of the season. The startup from 4Glory, quite a silent stuff against 0to100. And yesterday, 0to100 won here against the Runner Die, 16-6. Let's see if they repeat that. First, start D already on 2 kills. And so mid-presence set for 4Glory side. And yeah, it might be even the cleanup here. The flash to follow it up. But face crack, yeah, one of the MVPs probably it's going to be crowned, but we'll see who's going to be picked.
Yeah, I mean, if you're asking me who the MVP is just on the 0to100 roster, it has to be face crack, and he's going to have to come out the blocks for his side here. One of the key reasons as to why 0to100 in this spot is because face crack has just been showing up the whole playoffs. He is in a 1v4 here. That is going to be far too much of a mountain to climb for him, as 4Glory will pick up the pistol on the 0to100 map pick, but yeah, he's definitely going to be one to watch for 0to100 side. If you're going to ask me about the 4Glory side, there's a couple players in it. I'd say I think maybe Collins is up there for being considered MVP for his team. So those two players are definitely going to be the fire starters in their squads.
Certainly, I would maybe pick Kindle for his Deagle plays in the early stages, but now he will kind of disappoint his team, and so the M4s are just tapping the bodies, kills are coming in the way, and so 1 and 4 already picked up on the side of T's, and they all managed to get some control over mid, but again, it's D that is holding the lines and really staged this fight for himself. Really a pick in and almost a headshot through the wall. Well, the USP shines, and as this team might begin up the second round. Wow, another scout shot. He must have watched lots of Scouter, that famous YouTuber that only plays Scout, and so it is the second round for the Serbian side. And the good start, of course, is the map pick of 0to100, so we shouldn't be surprised if we see any turnaround anytime soon.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, keeping 4 players alive as well, especially when you bring in like 4 rifles into the second round, you know, keeping 4 players alive is going to do your economy a decent amount. If you see like 3 or 4 players drop from CTs after bringing in rifles, the economy is not going to stay in a good spot. So big start for 4Glory as Sereni is in here. And he may be good enough for 3, but it looks like he's going to be watched like a hawk. And there's face crack with first blood. And 0to100 finally have the first frag of a round with 3 rounds in. Lots of CS still to play. But I've got to say it's important that 0to100 answer back to 4Glory's hot start in quick fashion.
These are a little spicy stuff for the T's, as they kind of know to be really aggressive on the T side here. Ooh, not good start though, with a headshot here.
Oh, and there he goes. Nice trade, but look at this setup on short. That's Kindo straight in there, ready for a refrag. And that keeps the 1-man advantage on the side of 4Glory. As Neno hears some steps, but he's not going to get the push he desires. He's still hearing these steps, but he's not budging just there. Depression tries to peek the angle for a frag, but he's going to get found out. And it's all going to be on Neno. Cannot do the trick. Shots come down through the doors. And it will be 3 on the board for 4Glory. A very, very good start to keep 0to100 quiet. Face crack only on 2 frags. And like I said earlier on, he is going to be a key player if 0to100 wants success. Here's that nice short play. Just a refrag coming in from Kindo. And just shutting down players like Face Crack early on in this series, not giving him a good start, is going to be key for 4Glory. That looked like it hit to me, but CSGO and Valve say no. Hevix, once again, they're prioritizing lower tunnels a lot. Maybe they have a bit of data and A bit of previous VODs early on in this playoffs, the way 4Glory have defended the B site, because they are wary of the lower tunnels early on in the rounds. Base crack. Holding long, waiting for a push. He's not going to be getting one anytime soon as you look at the mini-map. Those two players holding site strong. Number 4 being Kindo holding short. Number 5D, the AWP. He's going to be coming up against the Necrogenesis Scout. Face crack. Yeah, go ahead.
This guy, he was impressive yesterday with just a rifle. So
Yeah.
the scout's gonna hit, then it's good. Though Nino was the unluckiest man. Hopefully he won't be getting this chance once again. Kindo, though, he had a great deagle in the last couple of matches. Let's see what he can do now with the rifle against 3 Glocks. And whoa, okay, Havoc's good reaction, and saw the flash was great and enough of a killing on the side of CTs as they at least bounced back with a 1, but depression, good stuff from him. And to follow up on Nino, basically Nino had 3 chances yesterday on Inferno. He basically triggered discipline himself for a triple kill 3 times. But well, there was never a luck on his side, and he got spotted in the last possible second. So that's why I call him the unluckiest man of the squad. But of course, depression was also not really a heavy hitter till the last match.
I mean, the thing is, the fact that they're even in this spot 0 to 100 means as a squad, they've been playing very, very well altogether. It's not just been like a one-player show. It's an all-round team performance, and if you want to get to this stage of the tournament, you can't be relying on one player. You know, you need sparks of brilliance from all 5 players in your roster. And like FaZe Crack was a star player in the match I casted on Friday. Necrogenesis was also a great player in that. Depression as well, AWPing, just incredible performances. And here is that shot from Havix to get that round open, get the A site open. Depression catches Collins in the back of the head, and finally 0 to 100 get around on the board. And I think that's key on Dust 2. You do not want to get off to a really poor start. Give your opponents like a 6-0, 7-0 start, because already you're at a serious disadvantage in the map. And D is going to be on the boost. The shot cannot connect, but Kindo's there to fire up the FAMAS away, and it will take down FaZe Crack. So 4v5 early on in round number 5. Necrogenesis is getting Molotov'd offshore. The Molotovs go out. There's multiple Molotovs already. He's going to have to smoke himself on site. And oh my goodness, it has got a little bit hectic on the A site.
Look at that. They can still cross. AVN won't be pulling the trigger so early as you expected. Though the opening frag Scott was 0-100, still fighting their lives. And though the nades might be not hitting, the shots of Nino already did. It's now 3-on-3. Still possible for the boys from Macedonia to pull this one off, and Nino won't be taking any chances. He goes for it, and it feels like he knows about Sereni. Good spray, and now it's just one guy. It was Kindo against depression. Good stuff, though. The hole was almost broken down by the man himself.
He doesn't get the AWP, but that's still a round win nevertheless, and it's a huge 1v1 to give him a little bit of confidence going ahead in this best of 3. And it looked like it was going to get a little bit shaky there. We saw the smoke, and there's a nice shot coming in from Kindo once again on that first frag. But first frags don't matter in the game of Counter-Strike. It's about what you do after it. And 0 to 100 bounce back in the 4v5. And it looks like it's going to be a mid-stack as the push comes in. It's a 1-for-1 trade overall. They're going to look to push for more. AK gets picked up, but depression shots are too quick. But all in all, it's a 3 versus 2. So despite no Kevlar, despite the pistols, Collins and AVN have rifles in hand, and they don't have to go for this if they don't want to. They have the jump to actually spot this cross. The smoke is going to stop that happening, however. Bomb also was dropped in T spawn, so Havix has had to fall back for it. But I mean, 2 kills and you get an AWP and AK out of this round. That's a huge eco round.
Yeah, it's a golden opportunity as they've really surprised their opponents. Nobody expected a mid push and this early of a stage. But with the pistols, with PvPs, fine, just go for it. And sometimes if you got money for the deagle, then fine, you can stand in the corners and just hold the angles. But yeah, this wasn't the case, and it's gonna be the North Macedonian squad that is gonna put up another point. It's already evened up to 3-3. And so the saving up, it still might struck gold.
The
And it's
thing
quite far.
is, number 7 on your minimap, Hevix, is got to be here in these scopes, and we see
Yeah.
him on the minimap. He is having a look, but I'm surprised he's not really going for it. I mean, his money isn't great. He wouldn't have managed to get like a rifle, Kevlar, and nades just out of his own pocket, so it kind of makes sense as to why he didn't push. But Collins and AVN saving the AK and AWP is going to do the economy for 4Glory so much favors. And here is the quick depression shots. Swings out despite being on 40 HP. Dink. There's another. But I mean, I think it's a round that both sides will happily take if you offered it for them at the start of the round.
Maybe it was a surprise for the CT as they still managed to save those 2 guns, even though they hunt it. Yet look around.
Has the
There
Collins
comes the
steps
guy.
been heard though? I'm not too sure. It's like Neno's hit the brakes here. And D is having a look over. I'm sure Neno knows there's someone here, but he knows he cannot afford to peek it because 4Glory have actually shown this boosted AWP on short before in the previous round. So it's wise for Neno not to peek, but it doesn't matter. Collins, they haven't played that play yet, and he will take full advantage of that. First frag goes the way of 4Glory once again. Problem is now is, can Collins get out of this spot? He cannot afford to stay here for too long. Little does he know, no one's actually over in B, but the pressure with that AWP can be so lethal. You want to stay away from his crosshair as much as possible. Hevix making some noise over on A, but it's looking to be so far a very strong and patient holdout for Sereni with his M4A1S. He still has a Molotov in play, or excuse me, it's Collins with the Molotov in play just to protect him. But it's not a lot of utility overall left for this 4Glory squad. And as the time ticks down, it's 30 seconds left on the clock to get this bomb planted if you're 0 to 100. But there's the D shot from the AWP, and it's a nice one at that. He cannot find a second just yet. And he cannot find the third shot. Hevix finds 2. He quickly gets traded out. AVN's on a quick flank to stop this push. But as the time ticks, 0 to 100 need to keep moving and they get the bomb down. Depression swings and finds an AWP shot of his own. It's all on him. It cannot be done. Kindo with a very, very nice round. 3 kills to his name in round number 7. Defuse will be gone onto his name as well. AWP saved, and it's a nice hold out of 4Glory.
Good flank from the side of the CTs, as there was at least an attempt to maybe distract the guy with the AWP on his side, and so it worked out pretty well. They find their way back into the round, and of course the hold with the AWP, that was really menacing stuff as the guys were trying just to get them to the site, yet having screened them up, so good stuff. And of course it's again the slower round from 0 to 100. I've seen that they aren't really a fan of those slow rounds, and if they're gonna overthink it, it's gonna end up like Run or Die in the latter stages.
And that's where 4Glory need to adapt. Obviously, we saw them late on in the round that they didn't have any utility left. As soon as they realize that 0 to 100 are going to continue to just play slow, they're going to be keeping their Molotovs and smokes in play. But it'll do, well, before we know it, before we can even think about what's going to happen, it's suddenly 4 players dropping in the round early on. Still a minute 30 left. As Necrogenesis is not good enough to get the kill. The accuracy was not there for him. And suddenly it's face crack in yet another 1v4. He got a very few nice clutches against Entropic Prague a few games ago. He's going to need to do more of the same in this round, but Kindo has his number. He has the off angle. And it's 5-3 the scoreline for 4Glory. And with the money not looking in good shape for 0 to 100, they've got a decision to make here. And I think the decision has been made. It's going to be a full eco, not a single dollar spent from the tees. Actually, as I say that, P250 comes in from Hevix, but here's a nice spray from Kindo. A great round once again out of him. As I believe, 12 kills on the board early on in this match. 8 rounds played, 12 kills. That's not bad going. And there is the lower tunnels push once again, and Collins is good enough for 2 frags. And I've said before, 0 to 100 have been prioritizing the lower tunnel push early on, but they just still have no answer to counter it. as Collins finds 2, the MP9 as well. That's going to give him a bit of extra bucks as face crack. The push looks to come on. They hunt him down like a pack of wolves. Colin gets his 3rd with that MP9. So his dollars are going to be stacked going ahead into round 10. And it's 2 players for 4Glory already in double digits in the frag department.
You know, this is just not looking good for the T side, as we see them just premiering around, you know, staying one by one in the positions. I just feel like, of course, they picked it because they won yesterday, but the form against 4Glory, it's just not showing up. And, you know, FaceCrack even did 25k in 2 maps in a row yesterday. So I hope he's gonna bring it back. And Havix, he likes his position. He lurks around the doors, but no response, no attention towards him. Only Kendall behind the doors. They mentioned him with already 13k on his account. We'll see if he can even get close to the most important stuff, and that's winning the round.
Yeah, and you saw how shocked the 0to100, like Necrogenesis was when he pushed lower tunnel and no one was there. Like, he was looking around like, wait, I can't believe they haven't sent anyone. It's a completely 180 from 4Glory in their defense. And look how passive they're playing. You know, these B players, if you look at the minimap, they're stuck on site. You know, even number 2, AVN, he's still watching mid. And they've put a fair amount of aggression on long. But are they going to expect Kindo to be in behind the doors? They actually flash him in, so he's in elsewhere. Collins,
the boost though.
Is he going to be caught out? Did he see the face crack head?
Oh,
He's
no.
certainly going to see it now. The bullets, however, cannot connect. As a jump, like a jack in the box out of face crack. And that's going to put the round to a halt. But once again, 30 seconds left on the clock. Time is running out, and it looks like B's going to be the call into these 2 B4Glory CTs. AVN gets swung out with a flashbang to help him. Props to Seretti for that. The pressure's going to have to get inside. Oh, the scout, it's not favourable, but Necrogenesis is quickly there to get a frag of his own, and Seretti will drop. And that's the whole A site handed over to 0to100. 4 versus 3. Make that 3 versus 3, but it still looks like the brake pedal, or the handbrake, should I say, is still kept on. They're just going to opt for the save here. Despite the money being in good shape, they're just not really in the positions to be getting to the site anytime soon. So they'll hand over 0to100's 4th round to them to keep that 2-round cushion and just look to keep their economy in good shape going forward.
You know,
and to be honest, it's the same response for 0to100. They're not even going to bother hunting these down. Go ahead.
it just feels though like if they get a bomb plant, it's almost a round guarantee. Yeah, they have to get to the site. That's the other option.
That's the big problem, right? They're once they get to the site, you know, the rounds are going well for them, but despite obviously getting them to the round, it's taken them a very long time, like, to get to the site, and that's been 0to100's problem now. And I think it's down to the 4Glory aggression that they're showing early on in rounds. They're squeezing all the air out of 0to100. They're getting all the map control they possibly can, 4Glory. And it's pretty much making 0to100 a little bit cautious with the way they're playing, and which is why we're seeing the round count getting down to so low before the bomb timer comes in. Serenity playing aggressive position in mid, going to have to back off after getting flashbanged out. FaceCrack's going to get a flash to the face as well, but his aggression is not going to slow down as of yet, and this is the first round in a while that 4Glory have not pushed up short. And it looks like 0to100 are going to take full advantage of that. Molotov will come in, so that will get FaceCrack in position. And Collins is backing up to CT here. Maybe they're expecting another mid to B push. As of right now, you know, this methodical playstyle coming out of 0to100. You know, they haven't got a serious amount of map control. The only place they've really got is mid. They don't know if players are pushing up long yet. They don't know if players are pushing in tunnels. Like, they're all 5 players are literally in one small portion of the map, and they're lucky that 4Glory haven't really pushed out B, because they would have had the full info, and the A defense would be even more stronger.
Yo, now look at the minimap though. They are split up, and so 0to100 can really execute it well. Only 2 players at A side. Now there's gonna be a call from Collins to fall back. But it's gonna be on the Kindle up long. Already a man down, so it's free fried chicken for 0to100, and now just open it up and get towards the bomb site. It's again one man only, and it's gonna be Collins.
But
Close
time,
enough.
15 seconds. Like, again,
Yeah,
it's a
that's
late
fine.
push.
Look, they'll get there in a second, and hopefully no problems. Even Collins falls down, and no denying available.
Oof. So Sereni and AVN are actually going to play for this. It all relies, I think, whether Sereni can get a frag before the smoke fades. But AVN finds the first frag, but it's not too long before Sereni is dead, leaving AVN in a 1v2. He's trying to bait out the shot out of Neno. Does just that, and he finds the headshot to back it up. It's a 1v1. It's all on FaceCrack. Does he know where FaceCrack is? He certainly does know now, and he will find a kill. Does he have time? Kit is in the back pocket, and I think he has it, Sheepy. 7 rounds on the board for 4Glory, and what a clutch out of AVN.
I don't know, like, if they could stay alive for a little longer. Not really a big deal if that would have happened. Of course, there were 2 ops against them, and as you see, there's sometimes a problem when you try to retake it with the sniper rifles. And so on the D side, you just have to hold the angles. But even though AVN, he just knew kind of with the position on FaceCrack, and I just feel like many players already know that Gandalf position, or pizza, or however you call it, people like to stay there. So Molotovs and pre-fires are necessary there. And so a good call to check that position. Let's see now, again, 0to100 taking long control. It's going to be a freebie for them. Now...
Ooh, you want to be careful peeking that
Yeah.
orb, sir. He's trying to bait out a shot, I think, just to grab any info he can. Or maybe he's just doing the jump spot, I mean, to get all the info he can. And he's seen, we should have seen 3 players, and that will be Sereni to hold this A site. Flashbang goes out. He cannot see a thing right now. Spray does not connect, but it does finally. But another flashbang comes in. It's a well-placed flash, and this A site looks to be in control of the T's right now. 0to100. It's a much quicker round out of them, and it has paid them dividends. 3 versus 3 with 1 minute left on the clock, and it's all 3 CTs stuck in short. And you see on the minimap, Neno looking towards long because AVN has flanked them a few times.
Imagine if they could save now.
I
Or
can't
they just call it.
believe the bomb hasn't gone down yet, though.
Yeah,
What's
it's just a waiting game.
I don't really understand that.
Oh,
FaceCrack's on a flank, and he's getting all the info
Oh.
he can, and this is going to be a huge kill onto D. He's hearing the scope come out, but does D get the turn? And he does! How on earth does that happen? But the good thing is that FaceCrack has realised that there's only 1 player on short, and Neno's going to be caught out. These are the 2 long players, and just like that, the round will go into the hands of 4Glory as it slips out of the hands of 0to100. Just once again, taking too long. That bomb should be going down straight away. It doesn't really matter where the CTs are at that point. Once that bomb's down, then you can make a play. You can then flank short. You can then flank long, whatever you want to do. But it just took far too long to get the play started without the bomb being down.
maybe also practice for Glory as they retake again. You know, like, North Macedonian team just doesn't feel like if they get the side, they don't know where to stand, and it falls out in favor of the CTs. Of course, they have some good strategy, and of course, the calls might be there. The other thing is, it's the mapping of their opponent. And if they win it, it could be easily be instead 2-0 for them. If there's someone in the chat who likes 4Glory, don't mind to show the support for them. And if anyone likes 0to100, of course, do the same. And at least make it a bit more dramatic, as it's the 3rd place decider.
I'm actually interested into how, like, the crowd varies on who they prefer to win, you know, because it's too, like, oh boy, boost jump comes in, and it looks to be good enough as that AWP shot will miss. So that's the whole site handed over to 0to100. It's now, what can the AWP do? Can it cause a lot of drama? D gets the first blood of the round, and the bomb finally gets planted, but 4 players still alive for 0to100. This is going to be a messy retake if they don't push in with flashes. But 2 kills, suddenly 3 kills go the way on the retake. It's all left on Neno. Deagle in hand, and with that being said, I mean, I think I cast a cursed it because it was a very clean retake. And I've got to say, these 4Glory retakes so far on this map have been very, 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 very good. And I've got to say, the 0 to 100 post-plant situations haven't been great.
You know, there's everything on the line, and so 0to100, I want to see them perform as well as they performed yesterday. And hopefully they're gonna win this match because I'm kind of a fan of them. After yesterday, when they lost, they're gonna die. They're playing in the finals against Blue Jays. That's gonna be in hopefully in 2 hours of time. Till then, the winner of this matchup is gonna get 3K. And whoa, little crispy. That was almost like a Genesis.
It's one of those. It's a secret trick. If you blow through the mic, you know the Molotov won't come your way. You know, and that's the little trick there. But 2 kills, anyway, go the way of 0 to 100. And it feels like it's the first time in a long time that 0 to 100 have the man advantage. You know, it's mostly been 4Glory really pressing like lower tunnels, finding like a pick here and there. And here it is, lower tunnels once again. He actually finds depression through FaceCrack's body. So it's a 1-for-1 trade all in all. And that's the whole B site also to play with. FaceCrack obviously gets the smoke down, not going to cross because of that AWP in play until that smoke blooms. And here comes the retake. B site, I've got to say, is a much more challenging site to, one of the most challenging sites to retake, I'd say, in the whole of Counter-Strike Global Offensive. But not if your AWPer is getting kills like that. He gets that one for free, gets in and out. No problem. Flick goes on, just ends up being a leg low, and it's now a 2v1, and this should be around that 0 to 100 win. Collins, 42 HP left. Necrogenesis will clean him up. And it's 5 on the board for 0 to 100 as they look to claw this first half out, to a 9-6 scoreline.
Yeah, it's all rainbow and sunshine until someone just clear, and we've seen with having some long. So I think there's something to be proud of in this matchup for the Macedonian team, and I really hope that they still get back on the track as they. Yet again, I'm gonna sound like a broken record. They won 16-6 yesterday, so there was a reason to pick this map. Of course, there's still newcomer as well as Inferno, but running through Inferno, there comes AVN holding on the site. Not much to do though, just 1 kill. That's not enough for the B side hit or defense.
The fact AVN gets that kill whilst being blind is huge, because this is still somewhat doable. I mean, 4Glory need to go for this because it is like a huge round. And obviously, it is the last round. And they got 2 flashbangs to also get in the site with. The problem is all of these smokes coming out of 0 to 100. Kindo is in tunnels, and he's got his flank underway, and that's going to require a couple players, a minimum of 1, to turn around here. So that's going to free up some time for this 4Glory retake to come in. Neno finds a crucial shot onto Kindo to stop that flank, but Serenni's here as well as the pressure looks to squeeze onto 0 to 100, but it looks like they're holding strong. It's a 1v1 last round of the half. Can it go 4Glory's way? No, it cannot. No time. Kills go their way. The round, however, does not. The bomb will explode. It's a 9-6 scoreline at the half, and I think it's fair to say, with the way that 4Glory started this match, I think they would have happily took a 9-6 at the half. Yeah,
it's a maybe a miracle that they still somehow got the win. As 4Glory, yeah, they did have a good retakes, but at the start they got evened up by 0 to 100 on 3-3, and I was like, okay, that's the comeback, that's, you know, the lead for the team, but no, these was more dramatic. And so let's see what 100 can do on the CD side. They've had it great yesterday. Hopefully they can replicate it now. And of course, it's the 3rd place decider. And if you want to win, you have to do everything. But if you want to win skins, then check out CEChampions.com. There are 2 giveaways running at the moment, and the entries are closing tomorrow. So be fast and furious, and hopefully get yourself a win. And if you have some time, and if you want to chat, then exclamation mark Intel into chat for the 3rd giveaway. So yeah, plenty of stuff to win. And a couple of rounds to be won by 4Glory. They are still far, far away, off to the sunset. And it's their pistol. Oh, and again, the boost on short. Good stuff.
Yeah, You know, giving 4Glory a taste of their own medicine. We saw 4Glory play this a lot in the first half, but unfortunately, because they play it, they're there to expect it. And they find face crack, but only 9 HP worth of damage done. And if you are 0 to 100, this is a crucial round you have to win if you want to mount a comeback. And Depression gets their hopes underway, and it's 3 kills. All 3 long players find 1 kill as Leno finds his second. And it's all on AVN 1v5. And I've got to say it's a very strong hold out of 0 to 100, really putting their foot on the map. And Depression is snuck in behind the doors. It seems like AVN is cautious. And he's not going to check it. Depression gets his second of the round. And Hevix and Necrogenesis have a lot to thank because that long hold was extremely strong. And it might just put a little bit of doubt into the 4Glory tees, whether they want to actually push long in the near future. Because if it's going to be held this good, I mean, don't even bother trying, because it's not going to go well for you. As we see on the Intel replay, and it's another long push coming out of CT's. Flashbang will go in. And the Molotov obviously is there to prevent the push coming in. But not a single push actually comes out of the T's, and they're going to play this very patiently. As the bomb, as we see on the X-ray, gets thrown around, it's past the parcel in double doors. Not sure if that's just a UK game or if it is played in Macedonia or Serbia. But meanwhile, we are on Dust 2 and it's definitely being played there. But 4 kills once again get taken down on long. Make that 5 as 0 to 100 holds strong on A again.
Glad to see that they still somehow get some powers on A long. And of course, I've seen Depression here playing with a scout or the AWP recently, and hopefully he's gonna be here hitting a bit more. So, how's the round? Because my screen gone black.
I mean, we're watching the Intel replay right now, and it's just an absolute massacre on long. It's an absolute pit of bodies from the terrorists. But I'll take it away, no problem. You know, working remotely, tech difficulties happen. Unfortunately, the casters are not allowed to get the tech pause, but we are underway, nevertheless, in round 18. Collins, actually, has got a lot of pressure and a lot of info up short already. Neno is wary, and it looks like he's just going to prioritise backing up his teammate Depression. But little do they know, it's 3 T's coming up short. Face Crack has just pulled out of CT, ready for that push to come in. Not aware of whether a player has pushed it yet, as we see him take a few jump peeks, but he obviously clears them spots. And all in all, 4Glory actually end up backing up towards T-spawn again. Sereni is now left all on his lonesome on short as he looks to gather some more info for his team. Smoke will come in, so that's going to obviously make the execute pretty transparent. And it's all up to long. How many kills can Depression get? He cannot get a single one, as this long push will continue to come in. Sereni playing the smoke, but so's Neno. And it's all a matter of who fires first here. The shots, obviously Neno has been spotted from long. Face Crack cannot back him up, so Neno will drop. And Hevix is in an awkward spot. They realistically have to save, because money is not going to be great after this round. But I highly doubt Hevix is actually going to get out of the round with this M4 and Kevlar still. We will soon see. Necrogenesis should be fine, but with these players, a flashbang comes in as well. Yep, goodbye Hevix, or hello Hevix, as he finds one. Surely they don't keep him alive, but he is connecting on all the shots. He will finally drop, but not before he finds 3 kills of his own.
Brutal stuff, and really the last line of defense there at CT. The round will be going towards the T, so it's gonna be already 10-8. No, it's fine. Now the important question is how many rounds now they can win and without losing it, because you know this 10-8 score line, it feels like, of course they're close to the win, really still far.
Yeah, and it is one of those, you know, the economy now still, well, it starts playing a real big factor in the round because, I mean, I saw it before this Intel replay, 0to100's money was not great, but they are going to buy up with that famous save, which is a very, very bold call. It puts them on an eco if they lose this round, but still, even if they win the round, but they only keep one player alive or two players alive, the money is still not going to be great for them. So it is a very brave and bold call to call in the force.
Surprisingly slow round, though.
Yeah,
even the AKs.
And I think it's just that 4Glory are probably wary that, you know, it's either a full eco or it's going to be a full buy with just the way the money should be, despite all the kills. So, so yeah, I think they're just playing patiently. They're going to try and bait out a few shots, whether it be from what they think to be perhaps a USP or an M4. And as soon as they have that info, obviously they can then play the round. But they don't want to wait too long, as it looks like they're going to be headed towards B some point soon. And they do feel the M4 bullets, but Sereni will pick up the kill in quick fashion. This Famous is going to have to collect on a few shots. It does. It's a 2-for-3 trade in favor of 0to100. It's now going to be the man advantage for the retake. Facecrack, he's only got 9 kills so far in this match. He's going to be wanting to find a few more here in this round. He's out onto the B side. Here the bullets, however, out. The AK cannot connect. It's all on AVN to hold the B side strong. Can he keep this C4 bomb ticking? Bullets are going to connect through the box. It's not going to be enough. 6 HP left. The pressure another 100. The tide keeps ticking. The pressure keeps mounting. AVN turns up for the squad in another big clutch. He had a 1v3 earlier. He finds the 1v2. And 11-8 is put on the scoreboard. And a tactical pause comes out of 0to100.
Just seeing even the defense from the Genesis, it was quite easy to even discourage this fact that, okay, they can even get this, but, well, AVN, good step up in the right time, and of course, that the pause was already called. Yeah, it might be even because, just calm it down, as you can see, like, many people can be shaking or maybe a bit overextending in the next rounds. Yeah, sometimes the hype isn't really helping.
Yeah, absolutely. And the problem is as well, it just makes 0to100 just sort of sit on the fact that they should have won yet another round, but it just hasn't gone their way, and the eco will be called in. Necrogenesis, however, has bought an M4 and Kevlar, which is very interesting. Not sure if that's a bit of miscommunication there, but he's only left on 1,100.
Not this push, though. Necrogenesis is already up on short. Calls on personal against the AWP, but, well, finding D with the AWP, that's not a good sign.
And he backs up straight away. He does not want to tempt fate facing that AWP anymore. That is obviously the only rifle for 0to100 in play, as Necrogenesis is going to take some bullets to the back, then to the face, as he will drop. That M4 is going to be picked up by Facecrack over on the A side. Collins gets a kill elsewhere. That will be B wide open. And, ooh, Depression. Here's the smoke come out. And he peaks just in time. And maybe the B site is not as clear as 4Glory were previously told. Problem is, no Kevlar on any of these players. The aim punch is going to be quite brutal on a MAC-10. And there it is. The bullets connect, but from that range, the MAC-10 is not going to do you too much justice. And it's probably just going to be a save. Facecrack with the M4. I mean, Necrogenesis is going to really struggle for a buy next round because he bought up the M4 in this round. So this M4 staying up is going to be crucial if they want a good buy. AVN going to clear out this B site. Obviously, Facecrack last alive for 0to100.
Firstly, when I seen the new Dash 2 with the doors on, of course, blocked entrance from the T-spawn, no suicide area, I was like, okay, this is such a city-sided map. People gonna cross without even knowing, pushing the lower tunnels. But recently, I kind of changed my mind because it almost changed nothing about T's. They can still run down, throw a smoke, run through the smoke into B, and it's almost free. As well as the long control, yeah, that's still a thing, but it's not really the meta as the CIS teams used to do. And maybe like if some of the players could step up here, like from any team around more of the east side of the region. I've heard that Complex that they are looking for some CIS talent.
Okay, that's interesting. Very interesting indeed. As we see Sereni connecting a few shots, ABN up against that Mac-10.
Do you feel like there could be someone picked up from this tournament, or like something that could sparkle up into some higher tier? Of course, this is
I mean,
CEE
I don't
Champions,
see
but-
why not, right? I think it all depends on the orgs, what
Uh-huh.
they want in the immediate time. Do they want to give the teams time, or do they want excellence straight away, you know?
Alright.
But I think, honestly, it's up to them. I would like it if one of these teams got picked up, but I think only time will tell, obviously, whether it does end up getting brought out of here. But what's to say no, you know? It could be a very good reason. Or it could be a very good showing for an org, a big org, to really look to dive into this region. As we said, you know, 19 countries,
Yeah.
450 teams in this tournament, and we've been left with 4. So,
What a
Face
surprise.
Crack. This is going to take 4Glory by surprise. This is not an angle you see held too often.
Unique approach, but you know, if someone doesn't walk
They
in.
are wary though, right? They are
Yeah.
super wary. Bang, see ya. And can he get out, or can he get another? The smoke is going to go down. So you know
Oh.
he's not going to be playing that spot anymore, and that's just going to force them to back up. And Face Crack has a moment of brilliance here. He's getting all of this info. Steps being heard mid. Then smoke's going out mid as well. They know it's going to be towards B. As the pressure looks to mount up onto 0to100 B defense. Hevix is looking to hold strong though. Face Crack gets a kill on that flank as well. And it's a really big round coming out of Face Crack. Despite him only finding the two kills, it's a very, very good round out of him. He gets boosted obviously into that spot. But to have the balls to push that smoke up on longs, we see this angle held once again. That gets the AWP out of the round. But then to push that smoke with the absolute like titanium balls, to then hear the mid push coming in, that pretty much wins the round for 0to100.
Yeah, and seeing this unique approach, I'm still really excited about seeing new stuff in CS, because, of course, you may have really thousands of hours, and seeing one boost wall bank, or maybe even pixel walk, but please don't use that in tournaments, it's not allowed, then it's something cool to see, and of course maybe reminding of the nostalgia of starting CS and getting to know the maps. But knowing the maps is also Kindle's job, and he knows how to kill people. Though Hevix tries his best and attempts to defend it by himself. Retake is already on, but it's 3v3, and still the side is attempted to be taken by ABN and Co. Depression though. Not looking for Sereni, but Nino has him covered. And so 12 to 10 may be a start of surprising avalanche called 0to100.
Well, I mean, it's 4 for 3 in rounds in the second half for 0to100. It is looking bright for them. And, you know, this B hold is actually looking consistently strong. Hevix firing on all cylinders with the AK-47. And the money for 4Glory is finally in bad shape. And this should, and I say should, see 0to100 with 11 rounds on the board, but they're just going to push straight up long. Depression's not going to be aware of it just this soon, but he will soon find out. Face Crack's good enough for 3-4. Comes out of Face Crack as he looks to get his game alive. It feels like 3 rounds ago he was left on like 7 kills still. Now he's on 15. He's had a very good second half. And 0to100 are 1 round away from tying this map number 1 up somehow.
Cut them down like a grass. That was a superb job. And I just still feel like United should be here the better team, as they've played even all the time against Vanadai, so it was not really that far of winning. And both teams basically won at least 1 map in their last match. So even though we are watching the 3rd or 4th place teams, it's still quite exciting and, you know, maybe entertaining for the people. So if you're a fan of either teams, don't just hesitate and show them some love.
If I'm not mistaken, I think 0to100 lost map 3 against Run or Die, like 16-13, right? It was a really
Yes.
close game. So, I mean, on another day, they could honestly be in the grand final right now. We could be watching Run or Die, but we do have 4Glory against 0to100 nevertheless. We do see 2 kills go the way of 4Glory. Make that 3, in fact, as it's our 5v2 situation with 1 player on the CT side on each side. So it is not looking great for 0to100 to get this map tied up just yet, as Kindo finds Neno in the back. And it should be pretty transparent. Hevix has been playing B this whole half, and they're going to just look to run towards A, but not too long before D finds their headshot. And it's 13 on the score as 4Glory look to start pulling away from 0to100.
Third rounds are quite close, and I'm curious to see what to expect from 0to100, because you can see that they get so many rounds, even though they are a little bit split up between those two teams. But this round was totally different from 4Glory. They knew how to go for the picks, and they weren't afraid to even split up. So that's kind of cool. Not really only execute and just default and play for picks. That was a good job from them. But to be maybe backed off team on the CD side with still open depression, he can surprise and of course be the man of the action. But there's nothing to be seen now, and don't control for 4Glory.
And it's another slow round out of 4Glory. It has been very volatile for them. You know, some slow rounds have worked really well and they've won the round with ease. But other rounds, it's 0to100 just completely holding the site strong. Smoke will come out, hopefully, to bait a player onto this A site to peek into D's AWP. But as of right now, they have not taken the bait. It doesn't look like they'll be taking it any time soon. Number 6, Depression with the AWP. He's just going to hold that angle. It's a very, very nice angle to hold with the AWP. You know, it's a little bit of a pixel angle from if you look at it from T long side, so it's no surprise that he's not peeking. However, Kindo is creeping up mid, and if he continues to go, he's going to get a lot of info here. But he's just going to look to jump up towards short, and here comes the execute. They're creeping up long. But yeah, as you say, time is ticking. And did Depression just hear a little tick on that Molotov? I think he did, because he jumped up on the box. He finds a kill, but he's not going to be aware that there's 2 more players pushing the site and make that now 3. A HE grenade will go down, but it's not enough to get the job done. It's not enough to find any players from the T side. It's now a 4v3 retake. We've seen them with a man advantage before, not being able to be done. They now have a 2-man advantage as the Hevix Molotov comes in with Depression's AWP to back it up, and it's all on D for long. I believe the bomb is planted for him, but he doesn't look too interested in defending it as of right now. He's just watching his back, making sure he does not die. But as of right now, 0to100 are not on the defuse just yet. It finally gets held. And with that defuse kit defuse, it will be defused in half the time required. And 30-12 the scoreline now. This one is really starting to look like it could go either way. One round, we see 4Glory bring out an easy, like they make it look so easy, some of the rounds they win. But then on the flip side, 0-100 make their holes look so easy, you know? So it really is an inconsistent, really inconsistent graph, metaphorically speaking, like in the way both of these teams are really performing in this second half.
I'm glad to see Depression as well going back into his roots and really support the team with the AWP, because it was such a slow game from him on Mirage when they played against Run or Die. And I just only sat and really watched with anger. Why did he only stay at CT? And now he's finally getting the pace, getting the tempo, and he's running around the map, especially on the short and long. That's his control area. And we're going to see another AWP against him. It's going to be D. And so, on a maybe of the last buys that 4Glory can afford, to be last on utility, but more about fragging this time, and more pushing towards the control of short once again. It was something they won them the last round, so what they can do here. It's again long for 4Glory, and that's probably the reoccurring theme that's going to be coming
Yeah.
upon.
And it's
look
the
at B.
exact same setup. It's
So-
the exact same setup. 2 players over on B, 3
Yeah.
players on short. Or is that actually depression? Oh, no, excuse me, in CT. I'm not too sure, but it's going to be literally the exact same round. Is it going to be the same result? Time will tell. As the execute once again looks to come in. Neno's actually pushing up to elevator here. But depression, he's not too sure how close these players are going to be to site. Flashbang comes in, but the kills go the way of 4Glory as depression will drop. And that will see the AWP that 0to100 really relied on last round to find the frags for the retake. That's not going to be here anymore. It's 4v4. And I've got to say, as of right now, the retake doesn't look too likely. However, the face crack pop flashes in. He finds a kill at some advantage now, but they need to go. They cannot afford to keep waiting. The push needs to come. He misses the shot.
no.
Face crack connects again. Neno also. And the defuse will come in just in time. And blink and you missed it. This map is tied up at 13 apiece.
Maybe confused team of 4Glory. What do they do in the retakes? And really, it goes back onto the CT side or T side of 0to100 when they were really like not knowing where to stand. And
Yeah.
it was again this time really getting split up. And Nino, of course, he went for the retake by himself. And with the team on the flashes, that kind of helped. But on the other hand, you want to see them be standing still. And of course, it was 11-8 at nearly the start of the half. Now it's 13-13, and it's going to slip from them at any time soon. Again, the retakes are going well, and that's going to be a broken buy for them. And I'm not really seeing even how they can win the map now.
Yeah, I agree, because why has AVM brought a Galil? It's clearly an eco round. You've just had a tactical timeout. Yeah, and they're just going to have to force up.
Okay.
I'm not sure if the call was called for a force, and AVN just brought a lot earlier than everyone else, as well as D, because D bought an AWP as well. So maybe that was just a call overall. It just took a few players a little bit too long to get a buyout. But I mean, this is tense times now. You know, many factors can play a part. Nerves, can you hold them? And can you just play to how you normally can play? Both teams really want to be pushing to get on the podium for 3rd place.
We have to see the merit gameplay as well, as we see, again, the slow pace rounds as 0to100 did on the D side. And on the CT side, the retakes are just brutal and really on point. Now, though, it's about execution of the rounds, and A long might be an interest of Kindo. And really, I haven't really seen the Deagles that with Collins they are so good at. And maybe it was because, well, they don't play much of the eco round, they don't like to force that much, or they have the money. But now it should be the play, and again, it's the 3-man A setup. Or rather 2-man. But these two should be enough to defend. What about the time? 30 seconds? Are they going in?
And it would be a good time to go in, because it's only one player left over on A, and all these B players are left rotating. However, depression, he will find the bombs. He finds that kill. A flank is coming in from short, so he does not have too much time left of his life. And it's our 3 versus 3. The rotation's coming in, but the short player is looking to do some damage. That was Collins, but he cannot get any done. Kill does not come in. It's now suddenly a 2v2. The boost on elevator is coming in. Facecrack is on site. And it's all the kills going the way of 0to100. And it's the first time they lead in map number 1 at 14-13.
Their map pick, and finally they are back. Finally they're in the saddle, and it just looks like this should be now getting into their hands. And of course, their map pick once again. They won here yesterday, 16-6. Now it's a different game, different story. And well, shortly we'll hopefully see them win, as they are now heading the right direction. And really exploring their options. We see A-Long held by them, and this creative boost onto the side that was really unexpected for even the Serbian team. And it's gonna be again the last possible force, as every round they kind of afford to lose. Playing for the overtime won't be really in the favor of the T side, and hopefully you're gonna see a bit more aggression from them. And now it's gonna be faster paced round on the A side. Good at change and adjustment from them, as they now already plant their bomb in 30 seconds. Okay, finally some movement around the map, and so it's gonna be the job and the forces of 0to100 to now pull this off, retake possible, and they're going into 4v4.
Yep. And with this bomb ticking away, 0to100 really need to get themselves moving. But are they going to expect the two-man setup on short? They're not. Oh, yes, they will. 3 kills. Make that 4 as Hevix comes in clutch. 3k. Can they get on the bomb in time? Hevix has the kit. And yes, with absolute ease, 15 goes on the side of 0to100. 2 map points go on to their name. And it's now a matter of how many do they need to win the map. Do they need just the 1? Or can 4Glory squeeze to overtime?
Funny to see that 0to100, they won 2-0 against Entropic Prague. They won 2-0 against All Stars. And they even went for the group stage with 2-0 rating. But now they're struggling with 4Glory that won 2-1. Of course, against maybe a little less experienced teams. And so now it's their 4th force. I'm not sure if 0to100 even paused the game at all.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I mean, it's all been 4Glory timeouts, but they seem to just be going into favor of 0to100. 0to100 seems to be using the timeouts a little bit better and efficiently. As we are in the last round, guys. Are you going to buy? It's another really late buy. And nevertheless, it does come in. Better late than never. 4Glory really need to find a round win here. Otherwise, it will see 1-0 in this best of 3. Going the way of 0to100. It is the 0to100 map pick if you are joining us late. With the next map being Nuke. But do we have more Dust 2 to play before we get there? Necro Genesis looked like he was going to be good enough for a kill there, but Seretti just faded off the angle. Just in time, but it's not in time enough. He finds 2. It's going to be a massacre, or is it? Because D will find him in quick fashion. However, Faceback is set up for this execute, and 0to100 gets the job done just like that. Despite the very, very poor start to Dust 2, they come out with the map win as they go 1-0 up in this best of 3 series.
Good to see them get back, and of course, yeah, they were struggling at the start. They didn't have that much hope at the first half, but well, they really brushed themselves off and went back. As we now get into a short break, of course, you can still join the giveaways if in the meantime, and maybe think about MVP because we're gonna talk about it after the break. See you soon, and stay with us. CEE Champions 2021 still runs on, and we are waiting for the champions, of course. It is still far from over. There is just the first match of tonight, and it's gonna be the third place decider. With me, it's Vixino, and we still might have to talk about MVPs because we're gonna crown one at the end of the tournament. And what do you feel? Who would be your MVP for the whole tournament?
Oof. I mean, again, I think it depends on who wins later in the grand final. I think you have to give it to a winner.
Okay.
If Ronald Dye win, then maybe Sensei.
Mm-hmm.
Sensei, solid player overall. I think he's just been consistent in every single match he's played. But if Blue Jays win, then I mean Castanito maybe. But I think in regards to Blue Jays, I feel like it may just be whoever performs the best in their match later. Obviously, we do still have the third and fourth place match to finish here right now. 0to100 have gone 1-0 up against 4Glory on the Dust 2 pick of 0to100. We will be shortly moving on to Nuke, which is the 4Glory map choice. And then obviously, if we need all three maps in the best of three, it will be all decided on Mirage, who can get third place. Coming up later at 8 o'clock, Run or Die versus Blue Jays. Your last two teams that will be left in the tournament out of 450 overall. We will come down to the final, or the grand final, with the last two teams. Blue Jays out of Macedonia, Ronald Dye out of Ukraine. But as I said, as of right now, 0to100 4Glory look to battle it off. Can 4Glory look to keep their hopes of a third place finish alive? Or are 0to100 going to finish and squeeze this match out to 0?
Imagine if we would have a different semifinals yesterday. We would see two North Macedonian teams against each other. You know, the domestic battle in the grand finals. Well, what a great sight. Well, we didn't have much luck, and so when I took the spot instead of 0to100. But it still really baffles me to see 0to100 win their map pick with such a little ever to make. And cool to see that we're gonna go on to pick of 4Glory. Of course, there's a chance that for 0to100 they're gonna win it. You've mentioned they've played again Entropic Prague, if I'm not mistaken,
Yep.
and they won the nuke.
Yeah, that's
How
correct.
was it though?
It was. I mean, it was Entropic Prague's pick, if I remember
Okay.
correctly, and 0to100 absolutely destroyed them. It was not even close. And this is Entropic Prague we're talking about here, a top side. So at the same time, I mean, this is not going to be a valid round, folks. Do not be too concerned about everyone knifing each other. But I mean, it's brave that 4Glory want to play it, but at the same time, it's also statistically their best map. So it's like you may not want to pick it, but you kind of have to, because if you're not going to pick it in this situation, then when will you ever pick it? I mean, they have played it a considerable more amount of times than 0to100 as well. As I said, 0to100's roster are still pretty raw and fresh. They have not been playing together for too long. Obviously, your three Macedonians, Hevix, Necrogenesis, and Neno have all been playing together for a very long time on different rosters, on different orgs, with obviously Face Crack and Depression being brought into the squad to see how them three combine with them too. So I've got to say though, as of right now, I mean, it seems to be working very well, and still it is only early days in their roster's life. We are underway on map number 2, and as you can see on the HUD, 0to100 have that white rectangle to demonstrate that they have won the first map.
All right,
We are underway early on.
Ooh, what a move!
Down. Yeah, what a move, and it is a ballsy one because the bomb has dropped straight down to B, despite them losing a man. It will see 4Glory starting off on this T side of Nuke, and I personally, I think T side is a much better side to start on because it's a side that you can't expect to win, you know, but you can look to get like 4, 5, 6 rounds, and you can say you've had an okay T side, so not too surprising. Well, in fact, it would have been 0-100 picking the side, but nevertheless, we are underway, and it's a 2v2 situation.
Oh.
Face Crack gets killed off the bomb, and Kindo sweeps up the round. 1-0 on the scoreline in map number 2. And 4Glory win another pistol round.
Well, it is quite a resemblance from the last match where they also won the pistol, but in the end they didn't win the game. So sometimes it just doesn't feel right to see that. But well, that is CS:GO. You can come back anytime, even though if you're losing 1-16, but not if you are Astralis though. You gotta be believing in something different.
Yeah.
And you know, it also reminds me like when 4Glory picked Nuke, it feels like they picked it like Astralis picked against Team Liquid Vertigo when it was their prime time and their best map.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are underway once again in round number 2 as kills are going down all over the A site. Depression has been left to hold ramp, but there are going to be no players from 4Glory heading his way anytime soon. It's all on Face Crack and Depression. As I said, Depression all the way over in that ramp room. He's going to have to probably work towards heaven. He does just that. And Face Crack has realised he's got no bullets left. He's going to make some dings on his travels as he looks to find another USP.
Alright, it's quite a comical situation there, but Bait and Switch won't be going for more than this. So yeah, the Serbian squad already picked up the second round. Yeah, it is something that Tees could be really hoping and helping here themselves. As they get into the vents, it's hard to stop them if you don't have like a prioritized player for B side. It's usually they're either a ramp player or the outside player that would play secret. But here, you know, they've played 2 guys there and it's still lost towards the A side. That is the only sin for the A players. If you lose the doors and you use the hut, you usually lose the game. Or the round at least.
Yeah, most certainly the round. And 4Glory are going to look to do some more damage here, but Face Crack says no, no, no. You will not be heading outside anytime soon as he finds 3. I've got to say, Face Crack had a lot of clutches on Nuke against Entropic Prague. And he probably does reckon Nuke is probably his favourite map. Or most definitely his best map from what I've seen regardless. Sereni left all on his own. Bomb is still left outside. Face Crack's looking for more. He will not find any though. Sereni left on 4 HP. The MP5, not a common weapon you see in pro play, I've got to say. But does eventually find that Face Crack M4, and I'm sure Face Crack M4 gets like some sort of superpowers on Nuke. It just does so well. It like from Entropic Prague, when they came up against Face Crack on Nuke, he got like 2 1v3s, a 1v2 on CT with diffusers as well. Damn. He was just absolutely unstoppable, and you just saw it there with that outside play. Just has so much confidence on this map.
Would expect to even go there though, like on a red box behind 2 smokes. Usually, like players go on the silo and wait there, try to make a play.
Oh, who is on the silo right now? Is that number 4? Who's number 4?
Nino? But well, timing is off.
Timing's off. And 0to100 finally pick up a CT round, and you do not want to let many CT rounds fall out of your hands, especially on a map like Nuke. Really, if as a CT you consider a good CT side like 10-5, 11-4, if not better, and that is 1 round in the right step, in the right direction for 0to100. 4Glory. Well, they show that they're going to be pushing out early, but they don't. They're holding out outside and waiting for a push. Maybe expecting Face Crack to push for some more early frags. But if you look at your minimap, number 5, he is nowhere near getting anywhere near to a push. He is heading up towards A heaven, staying deceptive, staying unpredictable. Depression with the M4. We should expect to see him pick up an AWP holding outside later on as the economy blooms for 0to100. As I said, as of right now, he is stuck on the M4, and with these smokes coming in, you've only got 25 bullets to work with. Oh, but he has found a gap. And I wonder whether 4Glory are going to be aware that this gap is here. Because maybe a smoke has gone wrong and the round's all going wrong. Depression finds 3 and it's now a 4v2 in favour. Make that 4v1 after FaceCrack finds a kill. And it's all on Kindo once again. It's another 4Glory player being
Wow.
left alive to do it all. And it's a solid hold out of 0to100.
What a sacrifice there from Depression. Even though he died, that free kill was so impactful, and I wish to see it again because that was really dancing at the edge of the smoke, and he eventually found his angle, and yeah, just amazing spray transfer. Look at that. He knows how to hold it.
Oh,
It's even 1S.
Oh, that spray though. Nuts.
And look, I always feel anxiety when I have to play CD side nuke because I go ramp, I basically get like 3-man stack and run out that onto me. Then you play A side, you get 2 mollies and you can't even play hard. Then you go outside with a scout, you get headshot from silo. I don't know how can people play nuke, but even though I like the map, it is still hard to play it for me. But these guys want to figure it out as they've played it the most. And let's see what they can offer us with the M4s. But do you think there's going to be an AWP on the CD side anytime soon?
Well, Depression buying the MP9, the reason why he's bought that is because he just wants to get more dollars in his bank account.
Yeah.
And obviously MP9 gives you just that as long as you find kills with it. However, if you keep dying, it's not going to be too good for you. You have to keep spending 1k on Kevlar, or, you know, you have to keep rebuying nades, which is really important on Nuke. FaceCrack is looking to find some important taps onto Sereni. He does just that. First frag goes his way as these 4 Glocks. Oh, should I say the 3 Glocks, 1 Deagle from AVN will find FaceCrack and it will crack him in the face. Looking to see if he can spot any angles as Collins looks to be getting a run boost here, and it goes all wrong. The sound cue is going to be heard. A Depression looks to build his bankroll like I said before with that MP9 as he's good enough for 2. Can he find the 3rd and the last kill of the round? Neno getting shot down. Depression swaps out for the M4 and look at that bank account now, 7.6k. He has plenty. He can drop over that M4 to FaceCrack. He can buy up an AWP. He does just that. And this is looking very, very good for 0to100 now as the first tactical pause comes early in from 4Glory.
Good to see that he really was prioritized and wanted to get the AWP in hand as soon as possible. And so MP9 is something that we see a bit more often nowadays. It's something that really sticks with the people that want to support and get some money for the AWPer or even for the riflers. And it's also kind of baffled me when I used to play in teams and I was really low rank, let's say like silver, maybe gold. And I used to play so much SMGs, or so many times I just had to pick it up for the team.
Yeah.
And people just started to complain like, why don't you play with the AK? If it's a lot better. And I said like, I want money. And so I can buy then like 2 AWPs.
Exactly. And honestly, sometimes you see AWP players even put out like a P250 in some buy rounds, just because they want to conserve as much money as they possibly can. I know Device likes to do it a lot. But anyway, we do have a 3-2 scoreline for 0to100. Despite losing the first 2 rounds, they are looking strong. And this could be a really messy half as of right now. 0to100 won the pistol. But luckily enough for 4Glory, they're still intact here. They're still within reaching distance of keeping this first half close, which as a T-side nuke, you really have to do. Otherwise, you are up against it on your CT side. There's a lot of pressure on your CT side if you do not pick up enough T rounds. They're going to be looking to do just that. Depression is down in secret. He has not played this as of yet because it's the first round. He has got the AWP in hand. 4Glory are just not ready for it, despite the smoke wall. Depression isn't too sure because 0to100 completely gave up ramp, so he's had to turn around and just back up and expect the Frank to come in. FaceCrack cannot connect on the bullets, and Collins finds a crucial frag outside to get this one back to even 4v4. But you see 4Glory once again hitting the brake pedal. We saw them do this on Nuke, where on Dust 2, excuse me, where they played out a lot of rounds really, really slow. I mean, once again, 20 seconds left on the clock. And it is not going to be enough time if they continue to play this slow. And all the kills are going the way of 0to100. Props to Hevix. He will find 3. And he will also pick up an AK into the next round. That's 3 AKs and an AWP on CTs. So, I mean, they're saving very, very consistently. And that is going to do your money a lot of good. And here is that first blood from Depression. Nearly gets a collateral there. 2 kills in 1 bullet. But here's that hole from Hevix. A nice 180 to find Kindo. And I've got to say, Hevix been a very good player for 0to100 so far in this series.
Yeah, let's keep it up. Maybe he's gonna get the MVP award. We're gonna see who's gonna win it. But Necrotis is just hold it down, spray them all, mold them at least 3. So that's a good sign. And Depression now, okay, finish it up with the AWP. He was frogging a lot yesterday, so okay, not a bad start against the anti-eco. You know, one person that died, okay, fine, the victim has to be found, but eventually the money were great. And if I could pick MVP from anyone on the rosters of all the teams here, it probably would be Sensei, Psycho, or Facecrackers. They play out of their minds, and so yeah, I hope someone gets this. We'll see who's gonna be it. Till then, we still have a grand finals coming up.
And once again, a gap in the smoke wall, but they're not going to be punished for it this time around. However, as I say that, I curse them. 2 kills, Facecrack, Depression, 3 kills, 2 on Facecrack's name. As this map of Nuke looks to be going all wrong for 4Glory.
Whose map pick is it?
It is 4Glory's map pick, funnily enough. It has not panned out to how they probably imagined it would so far, especially after they won the first 2 rounds with very convincing fashion. Kindo and Sereni now with it all to do. And I've got to say it's going to be very, very challenging for them to win this round. Kindo will fall to his grave. And it's Sereni in a 1 versus 5. I have seen a lot of crazy things in my time playing and casting CSGO, but I think this may be up there for one of the most craziest things ever. 30 seconds on the clock. 5 players to find.
We've already seen here a Deagle play. Someone in the top 4, but well, this time it won't be happening with the AK neither. And so 0to100 already picking up the 2nd or the 6th instead of 2 points on 4Glory's side. You know, 6 times or 6 win streak. That's a lot on City side, and of course you want to win as much as you can. You've already talked about getting this 10-5 or 11-4 scoreline. It's like the train basically when you need to have money City rounds. But well, here it's even more important, and with the rotations that are sometimes tricky, that is gonna pan out quite well for 0to100, but it might be a rush towards A side. Couple of Deagles, and it's Collins with Tech9 and Kino with the Deagle. These 2 were super good with the Deagles. What they can offer us now against the full buy round. I'm really excited.
The thing is, the way these rounds have panned out for 4Glory, I think they'd happily accept 11-4 right here, right now, if you offered it to them. Because these buy versus buy rounds have not been close for 4Glory, as the rush down ramp, or down vent, excuse me, will come in. And that should be a 3B plant. They are not moving anytime soon. Facecrack. Oh, a nice shot goes onto AVN. A few shots. It took him a while, but does not matter. The 1 tap finally comes off, and so does Kindo. 1 bullet needed to find Neno, as he will find his grave. It is still a 3 versus 4, however. Collins, oh, if he just peeked, he would have had a solid flank, but I think he's still going to get one anyway. And it's just now, can he connect the bullets with the Tech9? The flank is coming in, and so it is from Sereni as well. There's going to be no time, though. The fuse comes in. The kills do not matter. Hevix will find Sereni, and that is going to be brutal for 4Glory. I mean, okay, it was a Tech9 round, but it did look like for a moment they could have really won it, but still the kills go the way of 0to100. Tactical pause number 2 for 4Glory comes in.
You know, it's painful to watch when they got to the bomb site almost clear. Of course, there was one frag against them, but, well, at least the bomb plant, that's kind of saving them. But yet, they're so close to the round, but maybe a little bit hesitation from them, as they really waited too much for the flame to come in. And when it came, it was already too late. It's one of the first diffusers on 0to100 of this game. And all 7 rounds is fine. Let's get at least 8. That will be probably their best goal and dream in their minds. And 4Glory gonna pick up the AWP. This might be a little opponent finally for Depression that was picking it outside. And of course, I want to see him move it around a lot. Do you feel like the AWP should be more active, or you're more of a passive enjoyer?
Oh, and how's this? This is a very aggressive play. Flashbang comes in. Do they know? It's as if they know he's pushed here, because D's even holding it with the AWP of his own. He's flashed it twice now. I just don't know how he would know. Maybe the fact that the smoke wall comes up, it kind of gives away the play that they're getting one player on that red box. But it will see the pressure actually fall to 36 HP. So that is not a profitable play they want to be making too often. But yeah, I mean, if you're 4Glory, you've tried pretty much everything at this point. You've tried ramp, it's failed. You've tried A, it's failed. You've tried outside, it's failed. Like, what do you do at that point?
You have to really just push it out. There's no other way to even go towards the site without the nade. Of course, yeah, you can execute. It's gonna be their choice now after mobbing the vents. But Nino is gonna hide around, and he needs to hold still and bait this with his teammate. He's got great position. Now he's to spray it down, but only one of them is going to fall into his hands. It's still 2v3. Person forced away with a molly, and Son retake and make commands. Couple of taps in the smoke, and they still molly if it comes into the site. That would be really brutal, and Facecrack fancying his chances to come in here and try to trade the players. Find their entry, you know, the 1v1s. Better for Necrogenesis though. And it's last man alive, and well, Necro has it all. It's gonna be 8 point, and yeah, maybe the timings are not here for 4Glory. We don't see on the pistol or the eco round. They just didn't have the strength to do it.
You know what the surprising thing is?
Hmm.
The buy rounds, 4Glory do not seem to be getting to sight. The pistol rounds, 4Glory are getting to sight with absolute ease.
Huh.
Obviously that round is going to be a very expensive round. They're lucky that they got the bomb down, because it's going to manage to keep their buy coming in. But yeah, I mean, look at the money on the CT side. They can lose like 2 rounds in a row here and not even sweat, because they'll still have enough for another buy.
Easily go for it, and it's again the attempt onto the A side. The hit isn't really successful though. Hits on the core ends, and so Dino, he is just supposed to hold it on mouse 1, and Depression, yeah, he just sprays the smokes. Try his luck and walk to the cross-up comments. That was kind of costly round for him, and it's now 2-on-2, and still a face-off in the smokes.
And once again, it looks as if this round is going to come down to the wire. 1 minute still left on the clock, though. Half HP pretty much left on both T side players. So that M4 is now within AK range of it being a 1-tap, 1-kill. And look at that. Frank comes in for Necrogenesis. Facecrack finds the final kill of the round. And 0to100 go 9-2 up. And what's to say that if 4Glory continue to struggle with getting the bomb down, it can easily be a 13-2 round, because if you can't get the bomb down, it's going to be buy eco, buy eco, buy eco. There are not that many rounds left in this half to be picking up rounds. So, I mean, 4Glory, they're going to have to do a lot here to even bring out 4 rounds out of this half, because just the way 0to100 are playing, like I said, if they lose a round, they're going to have a full buy and more coming into the round. And then the next round, if they lose that one, they're still going to have a full buy. So it is looking very, very awkward for 4Glory, and it's not looking too great from them, I've got to say. Considering it is one of their best maps statistically, they've even picked it. Tells me that they've done a lot of work on the drawing board, but as of right now, they have no answer to 0 to 100 CT side. I've got to say, Entropic Prague had the exact same struggles. SD,
Alright, maybe the Mac 10s.
straight in. Look at this, rat-a-tat-a-ta. The Mac 10 goes, and maybe that is the recipe to start winning rounds. Just a fast round. Mac 10's just spraying down the CT players. Is this the recipe that 4Glory need to start picking up rounds?
You know, there's still an AK. They can even get into the side. The pressure he has to hold for now. As Necrogenesis makes the first move, though, someone peeks in, and his depression still holding on. The Moi is perfect. It's gonna force them off, and of course the frags come in, and so it's falling down for 4Glory. Of course, there are still 2 men alive, so at least the trade comes in, and so the Serbian team makes their way for the 3rd point. And let's a little bit brighten up the mood for them. They've defeated in their group stage teams like B8 and Levadia. And in the playoffs, they went on to take down Skate. Hopefully, that's gonna help them a little. And it was yet 2-1 victory. But 4Glory, they are still not out of this. And let's see if they can offer us some a bit more of an attractive CSGO. And they're gonna rush into a site. Let's get it moving. And Mac 10's up into the site already. Oh.
Oh, but despite that, 2 kills, 3 kills go in the kill feed, and they are blue. Make that 4 Hevics with another 3k in this map. And oh boy, 3Glory just threw the kitchen sink once again at the round. It worked well for them last time. It does not work well for them this time, and that's the problem you have, right? When you go such a long time without winning a round, when you finally win one, you want to do it again. But your opponents know you want to do it again because that's the only round you've won in about 10 rounds. So, I mean, it's just like what do you choose? Like red pill, blue pill, but they're both poison, you know?
Well, that is unhelpful. So let's stay away from the League of Drugs and move on to a bit more CS. Of course, there's still the little sector that we haven't really explored, and that's probably what we can do with a buy here. Oh. But on the ramp, of course, they need the AWP, and choosing any other position, you know, like going outside. There wasn't AWP for like ages. Maybe for the first round, okay, fine, but it was never ever seen again. Why
yeah,
they go.
And that's the problem I was trying to say. Like, A's working well, but you need to switch it up. And then, oh, that's a nice kill from Collins, and that should open up the B site. However, Necrogenesis has managed to get a kill onto ramp, so Collins is going to be the responsible for trade it out. He will bait though. Seretti finds the frag, and that's that B site open. And as the rounds dwindle down for the first half, it should be actually 4Glory. If everything goes to plan, they could be on 4 rounds here. Hevics with a flank on ramp. They do look well set up though, I've got to say, for the retake. They are ready to go. FaceCrack's pretty much cleared dark corner. Kindo, however, is finding the frags, and he will find 3. He will lock down the round. It's a 1v3 coming out of Kindo, and 4Glory find 4 on the round scoreboard.
Do they need to play in the clutches? Does this make them feel a bit better and more in shape? It was just because of the clutches that they won, even the round before. But good awareness from Collins. He already was in the secret. No one really spotted him. Neither the Oprov team 0to100. And yeah, I've said Kina will be one of my, let's say, MVPs. Or it was back then when I've talked with Rana. He predicted Collins. So really, many ideas, many players that could be in the MVP. Really depends in the end. Up to the majority who's gonna choose who. But choosing to win, that could be 0to100's dream here. The team from North Macedonia, the second one here in the top 4.
Yeah, and 4 out of 4 tactical timeouts used. I'm assuming that's 4Glory. But once again, using all 4 timeouts in the first half, I mean, that's brave, right? Especially going on to CT side. Like, if rounds go the way of like 0 to 100, like the first 4 rounds or whatever, you're going to need to call a timeout to readjust that default setup for CT. But now they're not going to have the chance to do so. All 4 timeouts have been deployed and used for Glory. So Sereni going to use this smoke wall to his advantage. However, Face Crack is going to find the spray through somehow. How does he do it all the time on Nuke? And D is left 1 versus 3. No Scope gets the deal done for the first half. It's 11-4 on the scoreboard. 0 to 100 go into the half time. 7 rounds to the good.
Well, I'd say the deficit isn't really that big, but yes, 11-4. It's also the state when you're like, okay, we are almost there, we almost win. Now don't choke it, and they lose like 6 rounds in a row, and it becomes 11-10. But hopefully, I won't jinx it or even call it to make it reality, because 4Glory can easily still lose it here. But we'll see what they can offer now on the pistol. They now have the USPs. They should have the long-range fights for them. But it's going to be split with the outside and A side. And Garage or Cross over Garage is already smoked. Let's see if 0 can go towards the B side. Couple of taps in the smokes. And Sereni, 60 HP lighter.
And if you're 4Glory, this is our pistol round. You have to win if you want to stay within reaching distance. However, oh boy, the steps are being hurt. No way. Did they go down secret straight up vent? Oh, this is a ballsy play. Depression's out. He's going to clear it for them. And here comes the cavalry. They are all out on the A site because all these CTs have started rotating towards B. Kindo is out in heaven. Collins as well. He finds a kill. The bomb has gone down. However, all of the kills are going the way of 4Glory. The kill feed fills up with blue. And I don't think Face Crack is going to have the ability to clutch up. He will not. He gets found sneaking through the back lines. The defuse will come in, and 4Glory finds 5.
Past strat, and really smart decision to even go back. Maybe the overthinking of the situation made them choose the wrong bomb side when they had only one player that not even spotted themselves at all. Yeah, maybe the steps there, but okay, AVN with the awareness there.
I think the issue was that they gave away sound cues that they were going towards B, but then they then gave sound cues going back towards A. If they just shift up the vent, I don't think 4Glory rotate to A quick enough, but fortunately for 0 to 100, they give the sound cues away. The rotation's pretty much in before they even get the bomb planted, so very quick and speedy rotation coming out of 4Glory, and it sees them win the round with absolute ease. I think it was it 4 players staying alive? Was it even 5?
It was only 4. And 4Glory, they like the number 4. Staying on the points and being alive in 4. I don't know, maybe it's like Jin in League of Legends. 4 bullets.
That special 4th shot, right? And here is Collins. He doesn't quite have 4 kills, he has 12. AVN is on that special 4 kills. I'm just going to highlight, but you know, is sneaking through. He knows Collins is here. And all of a sudden, it's a 3v3. 55 seconds left on the clock, but Sereni swings out of main. And he finds 2. That's going to be very nice for his bank balance. And Hevix with 6 HP. That MP9 is not very nice to you when you're on 6 HP.
But should he save now? Like, they have no money.
It's the awkward thing, right? I mean, the risk you don't want to run is if you save and then suddenly get found, you then have $1,000 going into the next round. And I think next round is, well, without a plant, it should be an eco. I mean, Face Crack's on $50. Nino's on 350. Depression's on 50. Necrogenesis is on 150. I mean, it is not good. So let's just assume with this loss bonus as well, they eco this one, they buy the next. This AK can really get some things going here if they do opt to like buy up some deagles with it. So yeah, the save does come in. Honestly, if I'm Hevix, I mean, do you let the Glocks run it down essentially and half away? They're gonna buy. They're buying.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Okay, they are making sure that 4Glory do not pull in and pull themselves back into this map. This is a ballsy play because if this goes wrong, they have to eco next round, and then you're looking at 11-8, and then suddenly 4Glory have all the momentum going forward.
It's necessary to win, of course, as you mentioned. And I've mentioned 11 to 10. Hopefully the scoreline won't be here. As, let's say someone would like to win, and that would be 0 to 100. But 4Glory still fighting and battling for the needed map that they want. Of course, the map pick still not in the sight so far. But Havix forced into the fight. Ooh. That's it. That's an intel.
Ooh, and he's going to sneak through as well. This could be crucial. AVN's going to try and peek up once again, but he's not going to expect Hevix to be all the way here. And neither's D. The 1-for-1 trade is good enough, though. But with the way these Ts are set up right now, oh, AVN finds another as well. So, advantage for Glory in the force buy from 0 to 100. And Nino has no Kevlar for the Galil, so if he gets touched by the MP9, he's going to have a hell of amount of aim punch. And that AK, or Galil should I say, does not become very accurate as it would do with Kevlar. Facecrack expected the secret push to come in. Is he going to be aware, though, that 2 CTs from 4Glory are set up on site? The pressure tries to flank from heaven. He will find a kill, but that's not Kindo, so he knows there's another there. And there it is. Nino gets the frag, and now Facecrack's also heard a step come in vent. That's a miscue. College tries to get up. Suddenly, how does this round become in 0 to 100's favour? But suddenly it's all over the place. 0 to 100 need to hold the bomb, but Facecrack gets the peak that he needs. And it's 0 to 100 somehow winning the round. And oh my goodness, if you're 4Glory, how do you let that one slip?
I don't know if they have anything around them, but I would probably now break my table when I see like 1v1 with MP9 up close. You could just even stick it, but well, the timing was on the side of 4Glory, and yeah,
even if you
that was
it though,
so
right?
from one step to other.
You're so brave to swing there with an MP9.
Yeah.
You don't know how much HP Facecrack has. I mean, it's just so awkward to even swing with an MP9 there. If they tap it, you fall back, you hold the angle, you play a 50-50 at least.
Yeah, stick it.
And you hope that Facecrack either 1 comes and peeks into your angle, or 2, he doesn't check it at all and you just stick out the bomb. I think the last option you really want to be picking there is the MP9 swing, but he will be punished for it. The momentum swings straight back to 0 to 100, just like that. Their first round win of this half, and look at the 4Glory buy. It is terrible.
You know, like the Galileos and Digos were pretty cool with 0 to 100 last round, but although you just don't have the money on the city side, and 5-7, like maybe the Digo will make the difference, but the story goes on, and it's 6 rounds and net loss of 4Glory, and they are the ones that have to still pull it back and make the comeback happen. But already a man, and let's make it 2 men down. Okay, fine. 4Glory won't be in the right spot now, and don't overthink it. Is it 100? They can easily get towards the site, and let's say not go B.
And the issue is as well, right? They lose this round. It's 13 to 0 to 100. They have to eco in the next because the money is going to be terrible. That's pretty much 14 rounds here if 0 to 100 can win this round. And in the 5v3, you know, the Scout, no Kevlar, Kindo with a Deagle. It is not looking too great, especially if you look at that minimap. All 5 players for 0 to 100 are heading towards that B site, and look at the minimap once again. All 3 players for CT are left up on A. Do they just call the do they call the save here?
Could have.
Yeah, they do. They
No
just
money.
call it. Yeah, no money. You have to save. You have to save because you're ecoing next round regardless. the famous Deagle Scout still gives you some help in the eco round. And let's be honest, it's not like they got a load of utility to get into that B site anyway. So, yeah, wise call. It's a call they probably don't want to take considering the scoreline, but it's a call that they have to make.
Like playing the overtime in this case, or the 14th point with literally no guns, yeah, that wouldn't really come out really surprisingly good for them. And we're gonna see them probably save it and rebind to next. And when I'm seeing Nuke, I see two moments. It's either 16-0 from Mouse, or that nasty wallbang from Simple on Oscar. And I don't know why Mouse really stick to me here. And that was the speed run basically, 16-0.
Yeah. But I mean, I've got to say, you know, 4Glory picking this map, and the way 0to100 are playing Nuke on 4Glory's map pick, statistically their best map as well. They're running all over them.
Should be a free game then, 3 rounds till the match deciding point. And of course, match point in 2 rounds ahead. Though the smokes, that's just a curtain for players to come in. And Sarani, okay, I see you want some easy kill, but if he wins this, it's gonna be another kill for 0to100 and just capitalizing on it.
We'll hear the if he does hit the Zeus, but depression right now looks like he's on a rampage. Collins with the P250. I reckon the most underrated pistol in the game is the P250. It does a lot more damage than what you probably think, especially with a headshot. Collins will eventually fall. Got to say, it's probably not enough damage out of 4Glory to win the round, or even consider it a successful round despite the loss. And this is probably just going to want to save again. He can't afford an AWP in the next round, but he's going to have to take it as a glass cannon. And it looks like he's going to have to make that choice now. Does he opt for the AWP, or does he prioritize utility and Kevlar with an M4 or something? But whatever decision he makes, Sheepy, time is running out for 4Glory.
I must agree. The other hand, depression is today finally catching on, and really he looked up his demo from yesterday and realized like, okay, I need to be a bit more proactive. So his only highlight was like 1 flick on Dash 2, and that was it. Really, not much happened for him. But now he's setting on a 20k. Good stuff for him, but paid in form of face crack. Well, didn't really pay off here. Already a man down, but I'm talking about aggression and depression already in here. Talking about him, even more action from him, and even there could be a chance to get the wallbang on a guy behind the old vent. He taking my words in literal sense. This could be 0to100 to win this map. It's best of 3 and only 2 rounds. Differentiating the Nova Stadium team to win this map. And I don't know, I expected 2-0 from 0to100, but this easy.
Yeah, it is looking a very much one-sided affair. And I can't say... Oh, but Seretti, he has the goods, does not know the second player is there though. He gets a little bit too urgent. He does not have the patience. And oh my goodness, but it's still a 2v2 nevertheless. They have a 1-for-1 split. 1 on A, 1 on B, and that A player is going to be shut down. And AVN needs to get his backside moving very, very quickly. He's only managed to get 7 kills so far this game. He's going to need to add 2 more to the tally if they want to win the map, or if they want to keep themselves intact anyway. But it's such an awkward decision now. You die here, it's 15. Your buy is going to be shocking. The AWP gets saved. I mean, you can play around the AWP, I guess. D can get rounds going. It looks like he's just going to be doing that. He's not going to pick up the AWP just yet. The reason why is because number one is could potentially give a sound cue away, but he does pick it up. Oh, he gets the leg shot as well. It is not going into 4Glory's favor. Fortune is most certainly not on their side. And 0to100, not only do they have 9 map points, they have 9 third place points. And can we get some Craigasms in the chat for that second shot, by the way, out of depression? Oh my goodness. The swing out of the smoke into the AWP. Go ahead.
Quick question. Do you think 4Glory going to come back this or not?
Did 4Glory come back? No.
Yeah.
I think they lose this round.
Decisive. All right.
I mean, just look at the buy. Look at the buy on 4Glory. I mean, 3 Famouses, 2 MP9s. I just do not see them getting out of this round with this match still being live.
Okay. Let's see MP9 at ramp. AVN, let's say, not really have much action going on. And he might as well give it a chance and push towards the ramp. No one is there hiding, and depression holding a little. So this should be a rather easy round if they come close towards him. But really undecisive move from 0to100, and the smoker just really hit the ceiling. Maybe if his crack hits the headshots if under the sight. This will be though the only choice to make. The last round that we might see from 4Glory. This is the first place decider.
I mean, if you need to, this is the round you need to win if you're ever going to win one. If you're 4Glory, otherwise you will be ending up finishing 4th place. And here it goes. AVM finds 2, but Necrogenesis fires back. But it is a 4v3 for 4Glory. And they need to win it now. And have they just snuck into the dark corner? It looks like Collins has. He's not going to be spotted out. He's going to get all the information needed. He's going to find the head on Necrogenesis. He's going to find the kill onto Facecrack. It's 3v1. And they look to be staying alive for one more round. Time will tick out. Neno actually gets killed after time. It's not going to be that significant because of the amount of rounds that 0to100 have won in a row. Money is not going to be a problem for them. But that is a nice bit of a nice round coming out of 4Glory. It has to be said. It's going to give them confidence. I mean, they need to win 8 more on the bounce. Don't get me wrong.
Lifeline that was just thrown for them. They can't afford to lose nothing here. As they at least find the AWP, it's going to be these maybe premiere with the AWP on CT side. We haven't seen much of it. Oh well, what can you expect here? It's 8 rounds. They are still needed for the CTs. And up close, there is Collins hiding in the smokes. If he comes even closer, there could be a 2K waiting for him. But wait for the outside aggression from the 0to100. They'll have to move.
Yep, they do. And with the smoke wall coming up, it's a matter of do you stay or do you go? Do you push through it? Do you just allow them to push? But it looks like Colin wants to push through. And that's going to be the kill going the way of 0to100. And now your backs are against the wall if you're 4Glory. Bomb is going to be looking to advance in towards B. AVN is looking to stop them in their tracks. So he finds 2, but it's not enough. It's a 3v2 for 0to100, keeping that 1-man advantage. And it's all on D to stop them pushing this B site. But he's going to get flanked in his face crack, finding the important kill. It's all on Kindo to keep their hopes alive of finishing 3rd in the CEE tournament. But it is looking not very likely. 0to100, in a matter of moments, you feel they will be finishing 3rd place. And with that kill, they will.